Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30. This is the dynamic Hill. He's in for 6. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown. What a block.
Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters. They're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it.
For the fakeness, if you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Yeah, boy. We back. We in there. We in there like swimwear. We're here for the good times. A lot of movement the last time I seen these fellas. Welcome to another episode of the Finn's Tailgate with your host, El Capitan. I got Ali here with me. I got Color here with me. We've had some change happening around these pods.
Yeah, man.
We've had some movement, a little bit more than yesterday. Still the hot topic, hot item that we will go into. Zachary Wilson. It is a hot button item. A lot of people talking about it as far as what he can do for the team, or what does this mean? Can Mike McDaniel get something out of him? How he, what comps he has to Tua, and how he could potentially be better than Tua. And we're going to get into it. So hit the like button on your way in. Subscribe if you're new. If you guys are watching on Twitter or X, however you like to refer to it, and or at Twitch or anywhere else you're enjoying the great network, make sure to come over here to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and like it too. Help us out. And you guys can join join the membership. Yeah. Just, read the scroll down at the bottom. Yeah. Read the scroll at the bottom, Color. God. So, I mean, where do we begin? Where do we begin? Does anybody know?
How about catching your boy Color up? I have no idea what the hell's been going on.
Why don't you bring him up to date?
All right. Well, I mean, God, Lee, there's been a lot of stuff.
I'm ashamed of my former self, man.
All right. Well, let's start it with this. Yesterday, right? Early came out as far as signings, free agents. Dolphins signed Matt Dickerson, defensive tackle. They retain him. They had I think they had first rights or whatever it was, and they signed him. That was literally the first move. And then it was quiet for quite some time. And then all of a sudden comes the bombshell drop that the Miami Dolphins pick up Zach Wilson, ex-Jets quarterback. He played with Denver last year. So fans lost their shit. And then it was silent all night. We were doing the show live when the next wave of news came down the yonder and the Miami Dolphins agreed to terms with James Daniels, right guard from Pittsburgh, who honestly was one of the best guards we could get. And I feel like it was a very fair price. His contract looks eerily similar to Aaron Brewer. And I'll tell you what, if we can get the type of production out of him at the guard position that we got out of Aaron Brewer at the center position, it's a solid move. Right now, I would say, because he's coming off injury and, it is what it is, I would say it's a solid B move at this point. But that, as we revisit come the end of the year, could be an A+ move, potentially.
You're talking about the guard?
Talking about James Daniels from Pittsburgh. So then shortly after that, another offensive lineman, the tackle from Chicago, Larry Borum, he was signed by the Dolphins. Not very good tape by this guy. The question is, what do the Dolphins envision him with this team? Do they envision him as a depth piece? Do they envision him as a project? Do they envision sliding him inside? What do they think that they're going to get out of this guy? Because obviously he has some playing time in the NFL. I think that was his 4th year in the NFL. I don't know too much about him, but I do know that potentially maybe he can figure something out. I think personally they're going to have him, break glass in case of emergency at left tackle and have him in a position to compete for the left guard and see how it shakes out, and have him on the roster and in a true competition from whoever else they sign, as well as whoever they potentially draft in this year's draft. That's what this guy.
What I want to know, though, the real question of the night is, do we have our top flight backup?
Well, I'm glad you said that, Color, because we'll stop right there, because we've had some really big news as far as the amount of different names that came all day today. And listen, we're still keeping an eye on it as well. Something else could drop here during the show live like it did yesterday, in which case that's why we're over here on the on the other site today, because I wanted to do this yesterday when it hit. Breaking news. Crazy Dolphin, aka Mr. Polk, joins us. Breaking news, people. What's up, Mr. Polk? What an introduction.
Hey, how's it going, El Cap? El Capitan, Arlie, Carla, it's good to see you guys. Carla, it's been a while since I've seen you. I'm glad that you see you back. What's going on, fellas?
Likewise, Mr. Polk. Good to hear you.
Color, they're clamoring for you in chat. People asking, where's Color?
I know, man.
Missing the commentary
for all the haters. Man.
For all the haters and hate Color has gotten hosting shows on here. When he's not around, they miss him.
I know. It's like they got amputee syndrome or something.
Yeah, they got phantom limb syndrome is what they call
exactly.
It. They got
I don't have that a-hole that I hate so much nagging me all the time.
They got phantom color syndrome, and let's call it for what it is. It feels like a little bit of a castration, and of sorts. So,
well, I wouldn't know. I mean,
you always. Okay. We'll get into the Zach Wilson discussion. Let's continue just a little while. So, that was the end of yesterday. The Larry Borum, whatever the fuck his last name is. Borum. We're just gonna call him LB because it's way easy. Larry B, LB. Which is terrible because LB in the rap community means you a law bitch. But hey, he's offensive lineman. Maybe being LB is not a bad thing. Anyhow, they started free agency this morning with a nice signing. As the news came out early this morning that Javon Holland had struck a deal with
the Giants
for $45 million for 3 years.
What a nice journeyman he'll become.
Yes, exactly.
It's only really a 2-year guarantee of $30 million, to be honest.
It really is. He's getting $15 million the next 2 years. It's middle of the market money. They needed a guy. They envision him as an answer for the window that they've purchased a lot of people for this offseason. Giants been very active this free agency, only to be outdone by the Vikings, who have been on a fucking tear. And meanwhile, the San Francisco 49ers are on an absolute fire sale. Again, I just wanted to point out I got into quite some arguments with some San Fran fans on X about what I seen. This was at the beginning of last season, middle of last season, at the end of last season, and what I had deduced from what I saw what the Niners were doing, that they were failing as a team, they were suffering from postseason fatigue, and Shanahan and Likes realized they have invested all the money in a team they know can't get it done. Kind of like what the Dolphins are kind of in now.
And they also know that Purdy is good, but he ain't that good.
But he ain't that guy.
But
And so what did they do, Color? Before they paid Purdy, they put him in what would be effectively Purdy's real rookie season, not on a loaded team that was ready for the playoffs.
Yep.
On a real, and Purdy did what? He came up short, and they have fire sailed this team, and they are pivoting to tomorrow. And
here's the thing, though, they are really good at pivoting. Right?
They are amazing. Listen, that's why they're doing it.
That's why I don't get why their fans argue with you, El Cap. Their
I don't
team
either.
is so good at it. What are you worried about?
That's because they have a football dog as their GM.
That's
John
what I'm
Lynch.
saying. I don't understand why they're all upset with El Cap. That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I got into plenty of heated discussions, some in which that I had to remove myself because I would, like, I don't let no fucking nerdy dork that can spout out numbers tell me something about the game of football that I fucking know. Just because you're a fucking dork and you know who I'm talking to, just because you're a dork and a nerd and can remember a bunch of useless information numbers that have fuck all to do with football, doesn't mean you know what the hell's going on. And ultimately, what I had preached to this person and several others a couple of times is coming to fruition.
Yeah, it also means you hit the like button.
Fucking dork. And that's what pissed me off. Like they're in no realm outside the internet would someone talk at me like that. They just wouldn't, because A, if we're sitting here, you're going to have a civil discussion. And B, if you raise your voice and talk at me like that, I would say, hey, check yourself or I'm going to smack you in the fucking mouth and knock you out in front of all these people. And then if you toned up again, I would bitch smack you, because that's what all it would take from the fucking nerds that roam the internet with their high-pitched voices and spouting off information from PFF and stuff like that with their fucking their low testosterone and their pasty asses. Okay, fucking go touch grass and fucking live in the sunlight and do something a little athletic in your fucking life, and maybe you can kind of see some things and stop getting cucked by the fucking words on the damn fucking apps, you dorks. God damn. God damn. Anyhow, so
keep going with the news.
Yes. So the after Javon Holland went ahead and did his thing, said, I'm now rich again, and I get to go into an environment in New York that is going to cater to my bald cat and accept me for the fucking whatever he is. All right, we'll let you put the connotation and adjective on him as you'd like. The Dolphins address the safety position off rip. They get Detroit safety. Go ahead, Ali, with his name.
His name is Ifatu Milanahu.
Okay, I just want to point out, like I said to Ali backstage when he read me the name and said that, I said, holy shit, it sounds like someone's
Ali.
Man, that's funny. That's funny you say that. But however, let's not forget this team, since and even before Chris Grier was GM, has a history of bringing these no-name safeties and somehow get them to perform and end up becoming something, right? Let's not forget that, especially from Detroit.
Let me be the first to say officially that is the first cultured name that qualifies as a good football name.
Okay, I'll take it.
I don't even know if it is, but it sounds like a great football name.
Great football name. Don't know how it is.
Before you
but
say that's a good football name, let's hear the next name, because there's one that I'm wondering what you think of. Keep going. Keep going, El Cap.
To the guys, can you read the name of the safety again? Because just say it to me again. Safety from Detroit is
Ifatu Melanahu.
Fantastic football name.
Ifatu Melanahu. I just want to point out that I'm a big Evil Dead Army of Darkness fan, and that guy's name is written in the book, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead. That's what it sounds like when you read that book. The Atu.
It does sound something like that, to be honest.
Like, if you kept reading that shit, you're gonna fucking raise the army of the dead, and that's a bad thing.
I'm down for it, though. I'm down for it for our football team.
That's what I was thinking. Thank you, Ollie. I'm thinking, hey, we're already a bunch of clowns. Let's maybe be the undead clowns. Nothing's more terrifying than that. Nothing's more terrifying than that. A bunch of undead fucking clowns. That's terrifying. So then Miami Dolphins announced that they had reached terms and got back Elijah Campbell, which is a signing. I told you guys, look for it to happen. Elijah Campbell, a good football player, great core special teamer. And when brought in at any point since we've had him, he's always produced on the field. He's never been a liability and has made some plays. And for minimum money, you bring him back. And that's what happened. Same thing happened again after this man tested the market. Miami Dolphins bring back outside linebacker Quentin Bell for minimum contract as well, which I like the signing. Again, a couple of guys familiar with the organization, probably got a little nice fucking apartment here locally in the city. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, I'll play another year of football and make another milli. And some
Did we hold on to Dotson?
So,
not yet.
Not
it's coming though. Not yet.
A lot of names still out there. A lot of things still happening. And remember, these guys want to sit out on the market and see what they can get. Braxton Berrios signed for $2 million for the Texans. Color.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Robert Jones got paid, I think, by the Texans too.
That's true. Robert Jones as well got picked up, which I told people, watch out. Robert Jones probably not going to be around. Liam Eichenberg, look out, could be next. Dolphins could be feeling the heat to bring Eichenberg back. So y'all can say all you want, but I'll be surprised if the weekend comes and Eichenberg isn't a Miami Dolphin. Said it here, said it yesterday. If the weekend comes this week and Eichenberg isn't a Dolphin, color me surprised. So here's the next big time signing that the Dolphins kind of went and got. Now, before I throw to Ali to give the full pronunciation of this man's name, this is a 6'2" wide receiver, Color.
Yeah.
A 6'2" wide receiver. When's that happened, Color?
And on top of it, this man in 2024 had 9 touchdowns.
9 tutties, Color. 9 tutties. And listen, the money, Dolphins didn't just grab, they got him a 2-year deal. They got him for $6.5 million with $3.2 guaranteed, Color.
Well, before we get into the deets, let's continue because I have the rundown on him. So
the wide receiver, Nick Westbrook, Ali.
Nick Westbrook Ikine.
Okay. Nick Westbrook Ikine. This is a guy, a big body guy that Dolphins fans clamored for, desired.
Yeah, he's a solid guy, solid player.
Solid player. Again, he had 9 touchdowns last year.
All I know is every time I'm watching the Titans play, I see his name called.
Well, he on the Titans team that was terrible last year. He was one of the very few weapons they possessed. So let me see if I can find some of these highlights. Here we go.
I got the strengths and weaknesses if you want me to give it to you.
Please, Ali.
All right. So Nick Westbrook, that's what I'll call him because I believe it's pronounced Ikine, and that's what I'm going with. From what I've read and what everyone tells me, he's very super versatile. He can line up multiple receiver positions, the slot, the outside. He has size and physicality. He's 6'2", 211 pounds. He uses his frame well, is in contested catch situations specifically. Right. He is one of the better, if not best, blocking wide receivers that was available, making him valuable in the run heavy schemes, which we're hoping to be. And you asked about his hands. His hands are graded as reliable.
I asked about his eyes.
he has shown solid hands and can make tough catches in traffic, is what people are saying. Work ethic and leadership, known for his team first mentality, professionalism, community involvement, and is an extreme red zone threat. Has a knack for making plays near the goal line. I like it so far. I
So,
have weaknesses too, if you
Sounds
want.
like Juju. Sounds like he's going to be our Juju.
I would say this, Color. He's gonna be what I would imagine, right? The mismatch they're gonna look to in the slot. That a guy that they can come up down the seam and use his big frame to box out the safety that's coming down to cover him. And the ball can get caught, and he's got long arms, so he can reach out and grab it, and he can take the hits.
He can also clear out some of that mess on these screens we run.
Yeah, he's not a wide receiver one, if that's what you're looking for.
He's definitely not. He's a role playing guy. But here's the thing: I haven't looked at his tape thoroughly. Really, only things that's surfacing is some of his receptions. But I would like to see how effective he is as what you're talking about, Color, as that secondary screen blocking wide receiver upfield, boxing guys out.
Well, I think a lot of people be surprised at how much, like in the past couple seasons where KC has been this a little less firepower, a little more, reliant on the fundamentals and all that. And I bet people be surprised at how much Juju Smith-Schuster has made a difference to that team's running, like their screen game and their, short passing game, to keep them going while they haven't had the biggest playmakers. You know what I mean? Like I bet you if you go and look at the film, I bet you see Juju in on a lot of clear outs. You know what I mean? Like,
I guarantee
just busting somebody in the mouth and opening a hole.
So, real quick, before we continue on, I'm going to pull up some tape of this guy. Got 40 in the room, been over 40 in the and over 100 watching on X. Guys, come over here to YouTube and hit the like button, everybody, please. There's not nearly enough.
Wow, there's a lot of a lot of waiting around to hurry up around these parts, man. It's like firestorm all of a sudden. Free agency hit,
Yeah, and there's not enough likes to continue, so we're gonna need.
I know we have a limited number of likes, so you better hit it while you still can.
Gonna need to get the likes up. Hit the likes. You know what's crazy?
Likes are exclusive around here. We don't just give them away like other YouTube channels.
I think the camera goes on it when I say hit the like button, everybody. Is that what it said? Or maybe when I
don't know. Maybe it triggered.
Yeah,
it's your thumb. It triggered it. Wow.
This camera's
that good graphics card.
My thumbs. I don't like that.
Oh no, that's pretty cool.
I don't like it. So yes, please, guys, get those likes up. Get them up there all the way.
I wanted to like stick a middle finger up every time I start going on a rant.
Let's see if I do that.
Like it starts
to. It knows it's not my fucking thumb.
Right. But it listens to my volume and my my edginess, and it decides, oh, he's on a rant. It sticks up a middle finger. You know what I mean?
That's kind of weird. How does it know that?
It's probably designed to scan your hand.
How about this?
Yeah. Your graphics card, your camera is following your hand, dude.
So it knows.
Whoa, I don't like
it's
that.
It's pattern recognition. It's facial recognition, but it's for your thumb. It's for your thumb instead of your face.
I don't like it.
More people to talk about. Do you want to keep talking about the other people?
Sorry. No, we're gonna.
Oh no, Ali. Nobody doing a show around here. What are you talking about?
Look, okay. So here's. I'm gonna show a couple clips of some videos. I'll load them on here. Here he is, right there, number 15 in the slot. Comes in the middle of the field. A layer concept. Got the linebacker caught a little short on this.
Old Levis didn't do him no favors either about the hospital ball
over
right
the
there.
Linebacker's head, and he was able to box him out. I mean, look right there.
That's what we need to be. That's what we've needed Jonu to be doing right there, man. That's
but Jonu, everybody was they were all over him. You know what I'm saying? Linebacker was deeper than that, and I want to see. There's nobody in the backfield. Why is this that linebacker fucked up? What are you doing? Just sitting there watching the running back? What do you think? Levis is going to run it? I mean, I guess he could. But anyhow, good catch by him. Let me get the other video up. I mean, yeah, I see it in chat. It's effectively the new Mac Hollins, right?
Oh, so he's Crash Jensen 3.0. All right.
I don't know why they showed him missing a catch. This is kind of a little bit of a behind the throw, but
Well, that's what I want to see. I want to see him
color.
drop. Well, his eyes were on it. He just like broke his hands away. That was a business decision.
No, it was way behind him. He drilled it. Look how hot the ball comes in, color.
Mm-hmm.
He drilled it. Will Levis tried to fit it in there. I don't know. Why did he throw it so early? He could have waited for the second part because the far side safety crashes in and has the middleman. If you'd have waited, look. If he would have waited, because the close safeties,
yeah, the center picked the center picked up the stunt pretty well too. Look at it, or the guard did. Look, yeah, the center actually did. He kind of pulled out and took it on perfectly.
He had the time. If he would have given another second and a half, he could have opened up over here at the 45.
He could have also stepped through that hole and gained himself some yardage. Gained himself a first down
if he caught it.
No, I'm talking about Will Levis could have stepped through that hole, and he had a couple of receivers blocking for him. He could have picked up that first down.
I just think with his contested catch ability, I think we're going to see him in that fade route we like to throw in the corner of the end zone every time, except it won't be Tyreek this time. It'll be him. I think that in situations like that, I think it'll be really good.
Yeah, that framing out at the goal line is going to be a nice weapon to have.
Yeah, from inside the 20, but not inside the 10. You know what I'm saying? You can take that strike on second and short, and try to get him in the middle of the field while you get the safety off his key because
he's tall with long arms, so you can throw the ball high right there.
You got Tyreek Hill and Waddle over there, and then Jonnu peels out underneath, and so that seam route should be with the second safety having to come up and pick it up should be open. As far as underneath, unless one of the linebackers gets deep on it. So, which I don't see why they would. If Jonnu's coming up under the flat, the linebacker should be cleared out. All right, so let me get back here a little bit. Lost my place, guys. Okay, so next up that the Dolphins signed is Ashton Davis, safety from the New York Jets. So the Dolphins went from not having any shot to get Holland back because he signs with the Giants, which I don't know how interested they were to pay him anywhere what he got, to re-signing one of their own and signing two more. Dolphins effectively good to go at safety. What do you think?
I don't necessarily say we're good to go yet. I can't say that yet because it seems to me from what I've read, and maybe what I'm reading is wrong. I don't know, but what I've read about both safeties, Ashton Davis and Melanoff Wahoo. I almost forgot to say how to say his name. They're more. Both those guys are more of a free safety. We still need the strong safety. And I'm still willing to bet that still leaves guys like Iman Mari and stuff on the board in the draft. That's what
again. Here's the problem. Poyer played a lot of the in the box type stuff, but what killed him was his inability in coverage. Because to be honest, yes, we don't really use the safety in the box like that and go single high. We play a lot of cover two. Honestly. That's what we play, a version of it, a little bit of a hybrid. That's why it's really good because you could get guys and switch the roles. The reality is that these two guys come in day one as the top two safeties. And I'm going to say Javon Holland, especially the year he had last year, plus Jordan Poyer is not as good as Ashton Davis and Melanoff that we just added. I think our safety room got better. I would say wherever you rank Javon Holland and Jordan Poyer as A, B, C, or whatever, these two safeties are a higher grade. That's how I feel about it. Safety, I think, got better as far as a group.
While I agree with you that, in the sense of the coverage skills may be better, so I would say definitely maybe we've gotten better there. I still think that a strong safety is needed. I know we don't necessarily use it in the traditional sense, but I think that there are some guys you could pick up still that have the ability to play strong safety and free safety. Like you'll have both options is basically what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be with the first pick, but I'm just saying,
I just got to kind of imagine that they're envisioning Morris, Patrick McMorris as the in the box safety that they're going to rotate in there to play more of that nitty gritty stuff. I think. I don't know. Young guy, got him for a couple of years, get his feet wet, let him crack his head a couple times. Good for him.
Yeah, I maybe. We'll see.
So, I mean, look, what was it? In 4 seasons, Melinafu has played in 38 games. He has 14 starts, 72 total tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, 3 QB hits, 1 forced fumble, 4.5 sacks, 13 passes defended, and 2 interceptions. 1 year, $4 million deal. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like it. I like it. There is definitely where the hell is that? There you go. Okay. Hit the like button, everybody. Just going through some stuff. I'm just looking at. Texans traded for CJ Gardner Johnson. Fucking Texans are doing some business today. The Texans got better.
Yeah, I want to say that was yesterday, though. That happened yesterday, I think.
I thought it happened.
It might have happened early today. I can't remember, but I know it was either yesterday or early tomorrow. So the deal for Ashton Davis is 1 year, $2.5 million, max value of $3 million with incentives. The receiver we got for the 2-year deal, it's a 2 year, $6 million, but it's only like a 1 year, $3 million deal. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, the Dolphins being shrewd and very, very, what's the word, Ali?
Mm-hmm.
Tight with their wallet.
Yeah, they're being very close to their budget. They're not trying to bend at all.
Frugal.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a good start to the offseason, to be honest. I give it a solid B. You know what I mean? For what we got. Have we gotten better anywhere altogether? That's too early to say. I want to say that we haven't gotten any worse either. You know what I'm saying? Offensive line, that'll be interesting. We'll see how James works out for us. I think if everyone's trying to see if any of these moves changes what we think they're going to do in the draft, I would argue that none of these moves changed anything. Anything is up on the table now. They could go in any route they want.
I would say with the wide receiver, it's known that he's coming in as a wide receiver 3. Everybody knows that. But he's a pretty potentially high producing wide receiver 3 who's gonna see limited targets because he won't even be the 3rd highest receiver on the team. We know Jonnu Smith's going to get fed a lot of footballs, but teams are also going to key in on Jonnu Smith, which, I mean, listen, when you're going, Jonnu Smith killed teams at times last year because they were trying to take away Tyreek and or limiting Waddle or whatever they were doing. Well, now this guy comes in, it might benefit him in a lot of ways. Just so you guys know, they're bringing him home. He's born in Lake Mary, so he's from the state, and with the Titans, which he's been there for all 5 seasons. He came in as like the backup to Treylon Burks in 2022. So he when Treylon Burks went down in week 6, Westbrook then scored 4 touchdowns or 4 consecutive game touchdowns or whatever, like scored touchdowns in 4 consecutive games. Excuse me. He's got 123 catches for 1,773 yards with a 14.1 yard per reception. He's got 19 touchdowns, and he's appeared in 78 games, started 39. He has 9 starts each of the last 2 seasons. So the guy is a role dude, but I think he's going to be, look, doing what he did with the Titans with Treylon Burks as your number 1 wide receiver. Let's see what he does when he's the number 3 behind Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So especially as he's a tall guy. And don't forget, Malik Washington's going to be here too. So to me, this spells the end of Eric Ikuzama. Eric Ikuzama just got cut with this guy, as he deserves to be. So please cut Eric Ikuzama. I'm tired of him being here.
Yeah, I would agree. This does smell that Ikuzama is out of here. Please remind me, and I hate to hear this news, but is Craycraft still with the team?
No, Craycraft is not with the team and
He's a free agent?
Unsigned as of now. So there's
okay.
Craycraft probably will go unsigned, be sitting out there, and if somebody goes down in the wide receiver room, Craycraft will be signed and with a helmet in no time. Bet that.
Yeah,
I think it's a short time.
Yeah, catching the game-winning touchdown.
They'll put him on the. They'll put him on the practice list.
I'm telling y'all right now, that Craycraft on the 53-man roster game, I am betting of any time Craycraft touchdown with the house, boys. That is happening. Especially if Tua's playing. If he's not playing and Zach Wilson's playing, I might stick off of it. But so in other news color, other big news that follows all of these excellent additions that the Miami Dolphins have added to their and our football team. We got some compensatory picks in. Miami Dolphins got their compensatory picks awarded to them. It is a late 3rd rounder. It's a late 4th rounder, and it is compensatory picks came down the yonder, and it is a late 3rd rounder, a late 4th rounder, and 2 late 7s. Oh. Now, that is the only.
Sounds like a running back.
Sounds like a what?
A running back.
Sounds like a what?
It sounds like a running back.
Very well, because we need one, and we apparently like drafting running backs right around that area.
Remind me to bring up a name that's available to see what you guys think.
Okay, what do you think? Go ahead. Somebody go.
I see a lot of people are talking about A.J. Dillon. What do you think about bringing A.J. Dillon to this squad?
I love it.
I am about it. We need that kind of downhill back. I also like another name, the guy from that used to play with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm blanking on his name right now, Ali. Help me out. He didn't play with the Ravens.
Not Nick Chubbs.
No.
Gus, the guy that just came off the Chargers.
Gus Edwards.
Nope,
No?
not Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards is another nice one. No, he didn't play with them last year, but he used to play with the Baltimore.
Oh, J.K. Dobbins. Is it J.K.
Dobbins? Yes, J.K. Dobbins. I could see him. He's not a guy you can count on. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have breaking news, confirmed breaking news. Color, I need you to do the breaking news thing. Color, you didn't do it. What happened, Color?
Damn, talk about
Sorry, I'm
shocking
checking
events.
on my food.
Let's do it again, Color, because this is big breaking news.
Live. Big news.
Adam Schefter is reporting that Joey Bosa is going 1 year, $12.6 million to where? The Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
The Buffalo Bills.
Can you imagine his nose on Josh Allen's face?
Gross. What are they making out or something?
Oh my god.
Why would his nose be on his face in like a
No, like
caressing
take his
sexual
nose
manner?
and put it on Josh Allen's face.
Oh my lord. That's crazy because all the reports, even what you reported earlier on Twitter, El Cap, is that Joey Bosa was all but signed with the 49ers.
Yeah, I didn't say sign with the 49ers, but I said it was done. Looks like it's happening though.
49er fans, I think you need to owe this man an apology again. Again, he's telling your team is selling, not buying, and this is proof that they're definitely not buying.
Yeah,
Nobody was. They were never going to put both of them guys on the same team. I don't know of any team that's ever had brothers playing like that, except maybe the
Patriots had
Seattle.
brothers playing.
who?
The Patriots had
The
McCourty's
McCourtys, yeah.
And
they had
the Griffins, didn't they?
yeah, Shaquille and Shaquem, yeah, the Griffins,
Yeah,
those,
this has happened
like very
several
rarely, dude.
I don't
It's
know.
rare.
I do know that Dolphins fans were really looking for that. They were already buying their Bosa jerseys, thinking, "Wow, Joey's still sick." 12 million, just over 12 million on a year.
That's a lot. Nobody else
tell
was. In fact, I heard that 49ers and Dolphins both offered south of 10 million.
Why
That's
does
what I heard.
everybody think like just because the guy's name is Bosa that it'll be in Miami? How many of you all went and got hired by the company your dad works for?
Well, Color, just to be clear, everybody's been reporting the last 2 days that the Dolphins, it was down to the Dolphins and the Niners.
Yeah,
And then,
the Dolphins
it was
were
clear.
reported.
When it was reported that the Niners seemed to be out on it, then the Niners let go of their pass rusher Floyd.
Right.
And it
And
was
with
like,
the Bills
oh,
coming in, at the last second tells you that neither of those two were ever on the table.
that's not true, Color, because the Bills got cucked once again, buying a high-priced pass rusher a la Von Miller, which again, just like let me go back to how I was talking to Niners fans while I speak to these Bills fans. Just like I told these Bills fans, these dummies. Now, Bills fans aren't analytical people because let's be real, they could barely do addition and subtraction. They're not that smart.
Yeah,
So-
the only one they have in their fan base that's analytical is smart enough to be over here at the tailgate all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. And even so, we're giving them a lot of leeway compared to, typical. You're talking about Sean, right?
No, I was talking about Michael K, but
Oh no,
like,
Michael
look,
K is
look,
not analytical. I was
look,
thought you were talking about
styrofoam table, plastic table. There's a subtle difference, dude. You know what I mean?
stand up when addressing Bills fans, El Capitan. Listen, I ain't even got to put my pants on to address you fucks. Okay. I don't even got to worry about none of that bullshit. I'll give it to you exactly how it is. Just like I argued with Bills fans since Jump Street about the Von Miller signing, I cackled. I haven't laughed like that since I was a little girl. How fucking stupid you guys were to sign him. Okay. And Dolphins fans were clamoring for Joey Bosa. And I'm like, why? Why? We've already got a guy like that here that we might want to offer money to. And Jalen Phillips, a homegrown guy that we really
I would argue
like.
we have better guys here. You're right.
I would
You're
say
right.
Jalen Phillips potentially can be better than Joey Bosa.
Listen, this is the reality, right? We live in an era that we have part of the fan base is all about names. Part of that is legacy. People wanted to see the legacy player come here because it's all about legacy and name recognition, right? It sells tickets. I kind of understand why Miami would want to bring him here in the first place. Let's talk about the football reason why we would want said player to come
Because
here.
were we even good when Bosa was here?
Oh, hold on. Bosa has never really panned out to be the all be starter, right? Bosa is actually more suited to be in a rotation that we have Chop Robinson.
He's a third down pass
Bradley-
rusher only, buddy.
Hold on. We have Bradley Chubb here. We have Jalen Phillips. And if you brought a Bosa here, that's the perfect rotation for Miami. And it's a win-win situation. That's why they wanted him. That's why they were offering him a certain amount. We were not offering him big time money because one, he's injury prone.
Money we were offering him. Prove it money.
We were prove it money. And he's injury prone. And you just saw the Bills have to overpay, give him 12.6 million, I think I saw, right? Let's actually break that down. With all the injuries that he has year in and year out, he's only good for maybe 5 or 6 games, right?
Talk to him.
That's almost, you're almost paying what, $2 million a game?
Well, there's a lot of irony involved with that, Ali, because, you're talking about name recognition and legacy and all that, because, okay, their dad played here and all that. But has anybody ever actually looked at what their dad did here?
I understand. He didn't do
Hold on. We drafted him. We drafted him.
Listen, Ali, you're going to want to hear this because all this Joey Bosa love is bullshit. Go ahead, Keller.
Yeah.
It's
Because
bullshit. I don't know why, because his daddy wasn't that good.
Right. We drafted the guy 16th overall in 1987. Okay. He had 3 sacks.
Yep. And that's it.
Played 12 games. In 1988, when we went 6-10, he played 6 games. He was injured, apparently. 1989, before we had our resurgence when Richmond Webb and Keith Sims got here, he started 3 games, played 13, and had 2 sacks. That's his entire career with the Miami Dolphins.
I understand that.
No, I'm just saying, why did we ever bust? Why did we never even use the words bring him home when it comes to Bosa just because his name's Bosa?
Yes, but the Bosa name does mean something when it comes to the collegiate fans, as well as
Boston. We went to Boston College, dude.
Let me finish. As well as his brother is actually the better Bosa. So if I had to pick one, it would be Nick, not Josie.
Yes, Nick is the better one, just like
right. But when you pointed out injuries, apple don't fall far from the tree. Apparently,
no, it does not.
I understand.
I would say
I'm just saying,
times better, and I would say
collegiate
J. Watt's better.
Collegiate legacy. That's all Boston sports, bro. I don't give 2 shits about Boston College and a legacy of one of their players.
So anyhow, when we're talking
what
about,
do you mean it's all Boston? I guess I don't understand.
Well, John went to Boston College,
but both of the Bosa brothers went to Ohio State.
Yeah, well, fine. Okay.
So, I was just saying,
neither one of them sniffed the state of Florida.
I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
No, outside of his daddy getting first-round pick and being a bust for the Dolphins, what legacy is he really coming home to?
I get you.
Right. We're begging to bring the children of a bust here.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I get it. I guess for me,
apple don't fall far from the tree, color, and he's going to be a bust in Buffalo. And hold on, let me get back to my point, Ali.
Okay,
I was ready to cook these fucking dummies.
Oh God,
okay.
God.
Don't do it, Cap. Don't do it.
Oh man.
Don't do it, Cap.
Anyhow, just like I had to fucking set this record straight with these dumbass fucking San Francisco fans who just love to argue about football with me when they're just but let's call it for what it is. San Francisco fans are the nerdy, analytical dorks that we find. Dolphins fans got a lot of them around here too. I'll say there's plenty of these from people who create content on platforms all the way to these like X accounts that they're just fucking and I get it, we watch them, but it's just it's like potato chips for the fucking brain, because there's real no substance, right? It's just crap. And these people take it, they're like, oh my God, I have substance, I have something that I can lean on. Well, in the adverse effect of Bills fans, when you're talking to the stupid part, the dork part in them, they can't do math. They're one foot in the trailer park, right? They got a couple teeth missing. They got like a growth on their fucking chest, and they don't know what it is because they don't go to the doctor. They're they're wearing a wife beater that's stained with mustard, what looks to be mustard. God only knows really what it is, and it's fucking below 10 outside. These are the people that we're dealing with. And so when I had to talk to them about Von Miller and what a laughable mistake, do you remember the money? Do you guys realize that the run that the Bills have been on the last couple of fucking years, if they didn't pay Von Miller all that money, they might have been able to stack the team and keep some of the talent or address real issues that could have benefited them mightily. Mightily. They literally, you want to know why they didn't win the AFC championship game? You want to know why they didn't go deep into the playoffs? You want to know why they didn't go to the Super Bowl? It's because they wasted a crucial amount of time, money, and resources on a guy that everyone else saw as cooked. I see them as cooked.
Especially given that their coach seems to do a really good job with young new players. Like, look at what Ebenezer or whatever that guy's name is. Look what he's doing compared to a guy like Von Miller.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate coming into the league. You know what I mean? Like, why did they ever think they needed to do that? Same with this Bosa thing. Like, why do they think they need to do all that?
I don't
They've
know.
got a brilliant defensive head coach that can like whip up rookies into shape in no time.
Can
They've
I
got a system that's proven.
Can I bring some perspective? I just want to bring some football logic, right? I can't get on board with your argument why they did that when we see teams like the Eagles doing the same type of moves, addressing a position they didn't really need to, and they're making deep playoff runs, right?
Yeah, but they're addressing it with good players, bro.
Nah.
I don't know. I didn't think Melvin Gordon was a good player, but guess what? The Eagles did it, and they got to the Super Bowl.
I'd take Melvin Gordon over Bosa.
I'm just trying to bring that
up.
Listen, Melvin Gordon wasn't a key guy.
Running back or Melvin Ingram, the linebacker?
You talking about Melvin Gordon, the running back, or Melvin Ingram, the
guy. That's my point. Is I don't think this guy is going to be a key guy at all. They overpaid for a rotational player. That's the part you can laugh about. But what it does bring is it brings depth to their defense, and that's something else. We got to think.
Agreed, Ali. We're just talking about the value, the amount of the cost involved in bringing that depth in. Like I can think of a few other ways they could have done it without spending as much money.
So I just want to also point out, they've addressed edge a lot already. Like now with the Joey Bosa, the edge guy, because he's a pass rushing edge rusher. That's what he's there for. They paid a 4-year, $80 million extension with $54 million guaranteed for Greg Rousseau, which I'd see that as a fair contract for Greg Rousseau. I find him to be effective. I don't think he's a clear-cut top-tier guy, but I see the appeal of keeping a guy you drafted in the building that they feel comfortable with.
Yeah, he's an above average.
He's okay. He's a good number 2, and he got paid like their number 1. And they also signed. Now they signed a guy as a. I don't really understand. They say he's an inside linebacker, but they also have him listed as an edge player here. Young guy, Michael Hoche, from Michael Hoche. Or I'm sure it's Hochi. Young dude, 27, went to Brown. He's 6'4", 267. Came from the Rams. I mean, and they spent a pretty penny on this guy too. They signed him to a 3-year deal for $24 million, up to $24 million. We'll see what the guarantees are, but they've most certainly had a bit of a vision. And I just got to feel, I can't help but feel like this Joey Bosa signing is wasted money, wasted resources on a team that
It depends on how much return you get at the box office.
Well, that's what it seems like, Color. Great point by you. This doesn't seem like a football move. This seems like what the Dolphins fans really wanted it to be. A business move.
And to Ali's point, he's still going to give you, if he's fresh on third down, the guy's going to be a lights out edge rusher, obviously. So as far as like rotational depth and point of attack type strategy, I just think it would have been had for a lot less money.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Color. Thank you. Essentially, it's the same reason why we wanted to bring him here. When you have 3 other guys that you could rotate them in and out continuously, that keeps your defensive line fresh.
We knock Grier for not spending that kind of money on those types of players, Ali. We knock Grier for that. We don't give him credit when he don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the reports
got out of Dodson, bro.
Yeah, the reports are coming out that the multiple agents have said the Finns are showing interest everywhere, but they have a certain budget and they're not.
We ain't dumb.
Our
budget is we ain't dumb.
Yep, I get you.
To a point where a lot of us fans have been a little impatient. Like, why do we keep getting that cheap nonsense? Well, because it puts us in position to strike when the iron is hot. You know what I mean? When it's a real deal hot iron,
So now I'm going to pivot to the Jets because Jets signed a couple of players.
Jets.
100% Crypto, and thank you. I'm glad you're here for this because the Jets media and fans are thinking, we're a young football team, and people need to stop sleeping on
Super
us.
Bowl, Cap.
They're thinking
they're already talking about Lombardi trophies out there.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm just going to read off a couple of the people here. They got Braylon Allen. He's 21. They got Olu Fashanu, who's 22. Breece Hall, who's 23. Garrett Wilson, who's 24. Sauce Gardner, who's 24. Michael Donald IV is 25. Justin Fields, who they signed, is 26. Jermaine Johnson is 26. They have Quentin Williams, who's 27, and Quincy Williams, who's 28. And they are a young football team, according to them, and they're the new big dogs up in here. Look out, Crypto.
Yeah, man. They're the big bad bullies on the block.
Hit the like button, everybody. Get the likes up. Y'all suck at hitting the like button. It's ridiculous. I gotta imagine that there's either a lot of Bills and Niners and Jets and other Dolphin nerds that are in chat today, because at least half of them haven't hit the like button, and that is the only thing I can attribute that to. So if you don't hit the like button, that's on you. You're identifying in a you self-identify. Your pronouns are nerd and dork. How about that? You like that, Color? See how I did that? What do you think, Crypto? Was that good?
Why you say that again, Cap?
I say that these people who aren't hitting the like button identify as nerd and dork. Their pronouns are nerd and dork.
Yeah, or McDaniel.
Damn.
Sure.
Maybe they have noodle fingers like Tua's arm.
Yo, having noodle fingers is wild, bro. You got noodle fingers. I don't even think you can go to a doctor and get that fixed. I don't even think look, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Tua has been exposed this weekend. He now has dad boobs.
Dad
All I
boobs.
gotta ask, and I've been asking the
Yeah.
tweeters this all week,
Yeah,
right?
he's got dad boobs now.
Specifically, the last 2 days, I've asked them, where are all the free agents that supposedly would come and play with Tua and take the low deals, right? We've seen a couple, right? But where are the big names? Supposedly the big names would come for better deals to play with Tua. What happened?
Well, here's what's crazy, real quick, because shout out to the homie Mike in chat, but he says the Tua slander is outrageous. Tua slander, we've been going for a whole hour. That was the first mention of Tua that Ali just had.
All right, what are you talking about? The Tua slander?
What Tua slander
Tua
are we talking
praise is
about?
outrageous.
There's
Especially by
people
the
out
players.
here slandering Tua. We haven't slandered Tua the whole show.
Facts.
Oh, not us? Who was slandering?
You're
Put a
getting-
name on it, Mike. Put a name on it. Just in general? Seems like a cop-out, Mike.
So, in other words, in translation, if it's not constant knobbing on Tua 24/7, by default,
It's
it's
slander.
always going to be slander.
That's right. If it's not slobbing on his knob.
The lack of
on the
not
knob.
slobbing on him 24/7 by default is slander. I got it.
Crypto. Making a
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying.
Making an interesting point. I don't see how you can argue with it.
Yeah.
Did you see Costa Nostra's comment?
I did not. What does he say?
He says concussion syndrome dancing salsa under the bridge after the Bosa sighting.
Oh my goodness.
Look, see, he said he missed you, Color. Mike missed you, buddy. He did ask about you yesterday on the show.
Yeah, he did, for real.
He did. He was like, yo, where's Color at, dog? I miss him. So, and he's here. So, all right, let's Jets suck. I don't care how young your team is. That just means that when these guys are in their mid-20s, when they leave the Jets, there might be something there on them. Like the next guy we're going to talk about here with all the Tua slander going around. I think it's been ignited by the stunning signing of one Zachariah, as I like to call him by his biblical name, Crypto. We call him Zachariah Wilson.
Zachariah.
Yeah. Zachariah Wilson. It's
he was a small guy.
He's a small guy.
The biblical one is small, yeah. That guy was only 2 feet tall.
Really?
Not quite 2 feet, but he was a little guy.
He was
not.
All right.
Yeah, it's a small guy.
Well, hit the like button because I have a little piece that I'm gonna quickly read through from Omar Kelly, where he had this to say. He titles the piece in talking in an opinion piece. He adds about Zach Wilson. It's titled "Difficult to Explain Why Zach Wilson Was Miami's Choice as Tua's Backup." All right, quickly now. If Zach Wilson is ready, willing, capable. No, excuse me. Let me center myself. Is Zach Wilson ready, willing, and capable of playing captain save a team? Whoa. Right off rip. Omar Kelly is jacking our shit. I got to get in touch with Lou because he just stole our captain save-a-ho. Off rip.
Oh, yeah? Damn.
His first sentence.
Already.
Is Zach Wilson ready, willing, and capable of playing captain save a team? That is such a fucking God. This always happens to us. And and say, "Oh, cap." No, we literally have been for like a year now selling Captain Save-A-Ho t-shirts at tftgnetwork.com. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. Anyhow, let's get back into it. Of all the moves Miami Dolphins made in the first 2 days of free agency, adding veteran offensive lineman James Daniels and Larry Borum, who have started 111 games, letting safety Javon Holland leave for the Giants and swapping him for cheaper options in Lefetu Melonuan, and re-signing a couple of role players in Elijah Campbell and Quentin Bell. That's the transaction that has me scratching my head. Miami's 2024 season got derailed because the Dolphins didn't have a decent backup behind Tua Tagovailoa. And on Tuesday, the second day of free agency, we're still wondering if that's the case after Miami has agreed to sign Zachariah Wilson to a one-year deal with a base salary of $6 million and incentives that can take his 2025 earnings all the way up to $9 million. A little caveat he didn't put in here. I think it's $4.1 million or something he got guaranteed. Anyhow, why Wilson over more established NFL veterans such as Jimmy Garoppolo, who knows Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel personally from their time together with the San Francisco 49ers, whom he led to 38 wins, but took a $2 million less to stay with the LA Rams? I'm going to stop it right there and put a pin in it. Are we insinuating, Mr. Omar Kelly, that Jimmy G doesn't want to be here with Mike McDaniel? Are we insinuating that Jimmy G seems to be a perceptive sinking ship with Mike McDaniel? Or is it something that we've talked a little bit about here that everyone in the Shanahan tree laughs at Mike McDaniel because he's the nerdy little brother. He's the second cousin that shows up to the family barbecue that no one wants to see. While McVay and what's the guy in Green Bay and the other Shanahan tree guys are successful with their playoff wins and their good quarterbacks, are laughing.
I personally think that Jimmy G didn't want to come here because he wanted to stay close so he can actually, make sure that he has coverage on his other job outside of football. You know, we do call him Jimmy G String for a reason.
It's true.
He's close to Vegas. He's close to LA with all the porn stars. I mean, come on.
It could just be ultimately that Jimmy G's a West Coast guy. I mean,
he's just a West Coast guy. That's what I come down.
He was with San Fran. Now he's with LA. He's staying in the state. He's comfortable there. He's got all the porn stars, as Ali points out. We'll put a pin in that and get back to the article. Omar Kelly continues and says, why not Josh Dobbs, who came off a season with the 49ers? Dobbs agreed to a 2-year deal worth $8 million with the New England Patriots, and it's $2.2 million less in guarantees than Wilson received from the Dolphins. I posed this question yesterday. Why the hell didn't we get Josh Dobbs? I would have loved to have him. And his time with the Niners means he's got familiarity with this system. I digress. Why not Daniel Jones, Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, more established NFL starters, quarterbacks who happen to still be searching for employers in free agency right now? Hell, if a team wanted to go younger, why not Trey Lance or Mac Jones, other former first-round selections? Lance happened to be picked one spot behind Zach Wilson in the 2021 draft and knows San Francisco's offense from his two seasons there before he beat out Brock Purdy, before he was beat out by Brock Purdy and eventually traded to Dallas. And Mac Jones, who has a 20-29 record as a starter in the past 4 seasons. He was also Tua's backup in Alabama. We could see how Mac Jones made sense. At least him and Tua could make out in the locker room like they used to in Alabama. Or Trey Lance, as we all know, Mike McDaniel has a little bit of his own level fare with him, but they decided against it. They brought in Zach Wilson. Instead, Miami Dolphins pulled the trigger on Zach Wilson, making him the franchise's first free agent signing of 2025 and paid him handsomely for it. So there has to be a conviction in Wilson from Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator Frank Smith, or quarterback coach Darren Bevel. I'm talking about the type of conviction that you need in order to put your job and possibly NFL future in someone else's hands that ultimately the Dolphins have done with this Wilson signing. The former BYU standout selected second overall in the 2021 draft. Goodness gracious. Think about that. We talked about whiffs here in Miami, but the Jets took him second overall in the draft in 2021. That was a bad draft anyhow. We'll need to keep the franchise afloat, winning at least half the games he's called on to start as Tua Tagovailoa's break in case of emergency replacement, just to save everyone from being placed on the firing block by owner Stephen Ross, who has made clear when he decided to retain Chris Grier, general manager Chris Grier, Mike McDaniel, hours after the season finale, that the status quo in Miami will cost people their jobs. Omar Kelly continues on. That's a lot of faith and trust to place in a 25-year-old who can only be at best described as a reclamation project. Just imagine what happens if Mike McDaniel and his staff, who already rehabilitated Tua Tagovailoa's career when they arrived here in 2022, can polish up Wilson and make him into a potentially decent, respectable, or maybe even dangerous NFL quarterback the way Minnesota rehabbed Sam Darnold. Now, this is something I talked about. We know the Jets destroy top tier end talent, especially at the quarterback position. The Jets media market and the Giants media market, for that matter, puts an overwhelming amount of pressure.
They go there to die.
They go there to die. They go there to die, Crypto. Yes, thank you. We do know that this is a common fact. Everyone knows it. We talk about it all the time when it comes to the Jets and that market and what it does, and fairly and unfairly, and how they unfairly hype the team up as if they're already fucking won the AFC Championship game before one snap. And then when anything and everything goes wrong, this unrealistic expectation is then thrown onto the feet of super young guys. And now look, fuck those guys, right? They making a lot of money. You got drafted second overall. Do your damn job or piss off. I'm about it. But at the same time, we've seen those same characters from the Jets leave and not just be good or better, but have full lengthy good careers afterwards. The Jets being known as a place where, like Crypto said, a place where careers go to die. Repairing one of the NFL quarterback into Tua Tagovailoa is a special thing. Doing it a second time makes you a quarterback whisperer, and coaches with that reputation will always be in demand. So maybe this is a big part master plan from Mike McDaniel to rebound his time in Miami to potentially keep it from concluding, which will likely be decided based on how the team performs this upcoming season. Wilson makes some sense for Miami because the talent is obviously there. Quarterbacks don't become second overall picks without passing elite traits and a ton of upside. Wilson has a cannon for an arm, a quick release, and better than average mobility. He started 33 of 34 games. He played for the Jets in his first two seasons, so he's not got no green behind his ears, blah, blah, blah. His record is 12-21, which is terrible, throwing 23 touchdowns and 25 interceptions. A 57% of his passes were completed. Not very good. The stats with the Jets are terrible. But, I heard Lewis say something very, very good about that Aaron Rodgers is a good quarterback, but if you would see if you were judging Aaron Rodgers on his Jets career, you would say that guy's a terrible quarterback. He's a bust. And the Jets, if that was a guy that they drafted in this year 3, he would have 6 games to prove differently before they pulled him and then sat him on the bench and tanked the season away like they do. Shout out to Shake Money. McDaniel has shown Zach 500 plays and tell her belongs.
There you go.
Her, then they make out. Oh, shit.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Zachariah is going to come in here. McDaniel's going to show him 500 plays to tell her that he belongs. And then they're going to do cunnilingus. Ew.
Look, I'm glad you brought up the fact that if you took Aaron Rodgers' prior career out of it and just looked at Aaron Rodgers as a Jet.
I want to be clear, that was Lewis's take. That was a great take by him.
I'm glad you brought it up, though. If you do take away everything that Aaron Rodgers did prior to coming to the Jets, let's say he was a rookie and that's what you saw, right? Or even a sophomore vet, you would say it's garbage. Right?
He's trash. The guy's washed.
He's trash, right? Or the guy's washed, whatever you want to use, whatever term that says that it means that it's negative. It was a horrible performance. You would say that. You go and look at every quarterback that they have drafted since I've been alive has done nothing. I would argue that Chad Pennington looked better as a Miami Dolphin than he did as a Jet, right? I would argue that. The reality for me is this. The pressures that you're taking a kid from the Utah area who went to BYU, right? Not a massive market area, right?
Salt Lake City, bro.
And you just dropped him in one of the largest cities.
The Great Salt Lake. Get that right. The Great Salt Lake.
The Great Salt Lake. But my point is you just dropped him in the largest city with arguably the largest amount of media attention that ever could see. I don't see how that guy could have survived, right? I think the best move he ever made was went to go to under the Broncos, under their coach, their Super Bowl winning coach, right? And learned for a year, right? You didn't hear a peep from Zach Wilson, none of the circus, nothing in that tenure with the Broncos. So maybe he learned a lot from there. He comes here. We're not expecting him to start whatsoever. Right? We don't even want to see him because that means Tua's doing good. But so what? If this year is the season that we're sandbagging it or we're tanking it without tanking, whatever you want to call it, if this is the last year for Tua, what is everybody upset for? At least we know he would lose if he's that bad, and we would get a higher draft pick. Why is everyone all up in arms about this? Right? And to be 100% honest, no matter which backup you got, Gardner, Minshew, any of them, it doesn't matter who you got, how much you paid. I'm going to tell you straight up, none of them is moving the needle. None of them are winning the Super Bowl for you. So I don't even know why it's such a freaking big deal. That's my thoughts.
Damn. So Zach Wilson, QB1, Ali?
No, I'm not saying he's QB1, bro. Not by any means. All I'm saying is for Grier, if let's say by some miracle, right, Zach Wilson pans out. Let's not forget the reason Zach Wilson was even a top 2 draft pick in the first place. He had a cannon of an arm. The guy showed up in the biggest moment, right, in his bowl game and in his pro day and combine, right? Cannon of an arm, and he's super mobile, right? I don't want to say he's super mobile, but he's much more mobile than our quarterback currently, right? The kid has some talents. Is it QB1 talents? I wouldn't say so whatsoever. All I can say is that if he ends up being an okay performer as a backup, awesome, great. We have a backup. I don't understand why everyone's upset.
Because he's being masqueraded as a backup when the starter is technically a backup.
Look, I think the reality is this. You're right. The starter is the backup. The Tuaniers are so offended. They have their panties in a twist because they know there's a quarterback coming that actually has a cannon of an arm, not a noodle. Actually, not even whatever that main company that makes noodles.
Ramen noodles. Ramen. He's ramen.
Very easily.
Noodle arm.
Ramen noodle.
That's what the reality is. The Tua fans are offended because they know that this guy could somehow outperform their QB when he finally gets in, because our goddamn QB can't play a whole goddamn season if his life depends on it.
So okay, I'm just gonna said scenario. Tua Tagovailoa gets hit, slow to get up. Kind of holding his back, his hip, his leg, just a little bit banged up. It's not a concussion.
It's a little woozy. It's a little woozy getting off the top.
Little woozy. Little wooze. Early in a game.
Cosa Nostra, go back and watch the college tape. Chad Pennington did have an arm prior to his injury. It was because of his injury. He lost his arm. So don't bring that shit that he never had an arm.
Right. He got
Shake Money says Tuaniers don't wear panties for easy access. So that's a fun fact. So Tua goes down early in the game, early in the season. We're talking week 4 or earlier. Okay. It doesn't come back in the game, doesn't go to the medical tent, goes in the back, walks on his own volition, comes back later in the game on the sideline. But Zach Wilson comes in and hits the ground running. And it just flows like an offense that looks good. And they end up winning a game against a decent opponent. We won't say Buffalo, but we'll say a decent opponent. An opponent that any other backup that the Dolphins possessed the last couple of years comes in, we lose. Right? Next week, Tua Tagovailoa, all that week, is on the injury report, dealing with said injury. Lower back is what they listed as. We don't know what it is. Could be the hip. People will speculate, but it'll be listed as lower back.
Yeah.
If Zach Wilson comes out that next game and it looks just like it did and the offense hums and he puts up, a 2-touchdown day with 240 yards.
Okay, I need to nip this in the bud. I'm sorry, El Cap. Cosa Nostra, I don't think that Zach Wilson, I don't know how many times I have to say this till I'm blue in the face or I have a heart attack before you guys understand what's coming out of my mouth. I never said he will play. I said the Tuaniers are offended that it could happen. That is it. I don't think he will play better than Tua personally. I don't, right? But in the one-off chance that it happens, right? All the Tuaniers are going to be up in arms, and everybody knows it. That's the only reason why people are bitching here, right? Because to be honest, if you're really on the side of you're already done with the quarterback we have and we want to move on, why the fuck does it matter that we brought him in? There's not a single reason why we should be sitting here bitching about it, right? Why the hell are we sitting here like fucking idiots going back and forth about it, right? The only reason is that I believe is the fact that you guys, or not you specifically, but the Tuaniers.
No, you can say you guys. Go ahead and put a name on them. Fuck them, Ali. I don't give a damn.
They're all offended, bro. They're all
Talk to
offended because at one point the season will end with Zach Wilson and not Tua as QB. That's why.
Don't make me take the jacket off.
That's what
Don't make me take the jacket off. I mean, listen, here's the thing, right? And Tua sexuals alike.
People are offended, CB83. You weren't in all the spaces I was today, hearing Jay Miami, hearing Grumpy, hearing Lewis, and everybody and their fucking mom going off about it. All right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel that you're not offended. You might be one person, but you're not
offended. Don't worry. Don't worry your pretty little head. I would say the Tua sexual CB83 would have his panties in a bunch, but according to Shake earlier in chat says they don't wear panties for easy access.
Right.
It's literally it's quite the quagmire. It's quite the quagmire because he's got his panties in a bunch. Yet he's free vagging it right now. So
well,
I will say
the elephant in the room that the talking point going into this season now, Cap, is that we have a quarterback that we just signed that has twice the amount of wins against the Buffalo Bills as the starting quarterback. That will not be erased.
Not only that,
because
he's got a 50%. He's 2-2 against the Bills. Tua's 1-8.
He has a higher winning percentage against them. Tua will have to go on a 5-game winning streak just to equal the same winning percentage as Zach Wilson against the Bills. What's the likelihood of that happening, going on a 5-game winning streak against the Bills with Tua?
Is Tua going to even play
Just
long enough
to equal, just to be on par with Zach Wilson when it comes to winning percentage?
Is there even a world in which Tua plays 5 more fucking games, start to finish, against the Bills in his career?
That's right. That's another element.
That's the real question. Could he even muster enough of what he is to
finish a game? Because remember, we played him twice a year.
I know. It's crazy. And but
so we look at that
time, or he gets hurt and leaves the game, so he didn't even get a chance to get awarded that winner.
Starting against the Bills, and not necessarily fit, but starting and playing enough to beat them, you will basically have to play a minimum 3 seasons just to be at the same winning percentage that Zach Wilson is.
Well, I wondered this, right? Say you're Zach Wilson. You're Zach Wilson. Dolphins sign you. I promise you, Dolphins weren't the only team interested in Zach Wilson's services. Because as people seen with Sam Darnold and Geno Smith before him, these retread Jets quarterbacks, it might not all be on him. Right? Now, there is a lot of talk about whether Zach Wilson can schematically fit with the scheme. And I hate that shit, right? I don't like it. But if we're getting technical, he did play last year with the Broncos with Peyton, and he runs a version of a West Coast offense. So there, how about that? I mean, not only that, the Broncos have been running a West Coast offense my entire life. So he was on that team. Yeah, he didn't start and he didn't play or whatever the fuck you want to say. Fine. But I got to wonder, Zach Wilson signs with the Dolphins, chose to come to this team.
Cap, before you do that, what scheme do we run here? We run a wide zone scheme, right?
We run a wide zone in a innovation West Coast timing offense.
Well, at BYU, Zach Wilson ran a wide zone scheme. So
I didn't want to get all into
no problem. I don't want to hear this shit. I'm not saying he's gonna come be QB1. I said it from the beginning.
Turn up, Ollie.
I'm just sick of the goddamn.
No, put it out there.
Problem. Every time you name somebody not Tua, somebody comes knocking on the door like it's freaking, I don't know who.
Tua police.
The Tua sexuals consent. The Tua sexual census group comes knocking at the door saying, "Excuse me, we got to see your papers." What are we living in fucking Nazi Germany? What are we living in Nazi Germany?
No.
Crypto.
Meanwhile,
yes, it's the Tua Oppo, like the Gestapo. It's the Tua Oppo.
Meanwhile,
that's what it is.
Meanwhile, I have people like Meanwhile, I have people like CB83 and Cosa Nostra running a Karen parade. You can't say that about QB1. You don't know what you're talking about. Bitch, please sit down. I know what I'm talking about. That's why we have a show. If you have your own show like CB does, go do it on your channel.
Drop the mic, Ollie. Drop the mic.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sitting here talking sense that if we're really off of Tua, what does it matter that we have Zach Wilson here? Do we understand how active this is?
Should be a breath of fresh air that Zach Wilson is in the building.
It is for me, and I'm not.
Breath of fresh air. I'm gonna start using the big old language when it comes to him now. Breath of fresh air. Somebody who's got some common sense is in the building.
I have everybody begging for Tank, right? But we brought in somebody that we know that probably won't win us very many games, and everybody is like all upset in arms. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah. We got a breath of fresh air, Ali, in the building.
Again, I'll double back. Zach Wilson kind of chose this job. I'm sure he was fielding other offers, and it's not like he got a bag. He got decent money, but it's not like he got a bag. He got
He got Jay Cutler money.
no. Jay Cutler got way more.
10 million a year.
No, he didn't. He got 9, and he's not even guaranteed that. He's only getting like half of it guaranteed.
He'll get it because he's going to throw for at least 4,000 yards.
Well, okay, hold on.
At least 35 touchdowns.
I fucking pray he does all that. Great, because that'll be a Miami Dolphins quarterback is throwing all these yards. All right, but real quick, Zach Wilson's got to be looking at what his potential opportunities with this Miami Dolphins team is. The word is out. It's not a secret. It hasn't been a secret in 4-5 years. Tua Tagovailoa can't stay healthy. He's going down. And Zach Wilson, currently right now, your number is getting called. And Zach Wilson has got to be thinking to himself, if I can dial it in and get ready at the minimum, whether the Dolphins keep me or somebody else comes a calling, I can have a resurgence in my career. And we, Miami Dolphins fans, can benefit from that. Whether it means Zach Wilson takes this team in a stranglehold and does something with it, or he comes in and fills in his time and allows Tua to get healthy and this team actually does some shit. Either scenario benefits me, the fan, and I'm willing to live with it. But I got to think where Zach Wilson's psyche is with all this. And then how is this signing affecting Tua? Now, here's Tua Tagovailoa in the grind. Zach Wilson's got to be looking at this and thinking to himself, oh, shit, this could be my house. This could be my house. This guy's out here doing this.
Got the beer in his hand. He's out on the boat.
I don't care about the beer. I don't care about the boat. I don't give a damn about the beer or the boat. I'm looking at the fucking body. Like,
he's got the man moves going on.
I mean, no, he doesn't have moves. I don't think he's got that. He just don't have any pectoral muscle. How can you be a quarterback with no pectoral?
He's got the penguin going on there. You know, the throwing motion and the what you call not only come from the hip, comes from the
penguins. We got 2 penguins on the team.
Yeah, he's got the penguin body.
We got the penguin waddle, and then we got the waddle, and we got the penguin. This is crazy, Crypto. I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but does this kick Tua's ass into gear? Because say what you will, people. This is an actual threat to Tua at the quarterback position, the likes he's never had in his career. Does it make him push harder, or does he pull up and say, what do I care? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm letting it go, baby.
Light a fire on them. Zach Wilson's here to light fires. He's going to be, what do you call that? Killing narratives, Cap. Killing narratives.
I'm asking because he's gotta take it more seriously than he ever has as far as his job is on the line. And if he really truly loves football, he'll act accordingly, because even if the Dolphins move off of him, he wants to play football again somewhere, doesn't he? Or does he want to be holding the clipboard like a little bitch somewhere? And Zach Wilson, does he really want to be a starter in this NFL, or is he just another backup bitch too? We're going to find out. Dolphins could either A, find somebody who wants to be a fucking man in their quarterback room, or we could find out that the Dolphins made a complete clerical error with having 2 bitches in their quarterback room for number 1 and number 2. Listen, I'm not going to chill on Tua living his best life. He's living his best life while we're here living our worst. And his best life got his body looking like a fucking an 11-month baby. Okay, he looked like he can't walk right. He's just he walks like a fucking like Crypto said. He's doing the duck walk, the fucking penguin walk, because he got to waddle a little bit with that. He's got his fucking upper torso looks like he's got atrophy. And you know what? Say what you will on that. What happened to his arm? Did he break his fucking left arm? That's his throwing hand. Did he fucking break it? Why does it look so freaking scrawny?
God damn.
I mean, look at Uh-oh, what happened?
Damn it.
Yeah, Cap, because you
Look-
had a picture of him look like his bicep.
Look at this.
Yeah, right there.
Look at this.
There you go. I went from that to that.
Look at it.
Yeah,
Bro,
that was,
kid you not.
he lost muscle mass.
Number one, hold on. Number one, if this is really Tua, the guy on the boat, right?
It's definitely Tua. I have a video.
Okay, all right. So it's Tua.
It was his wife's
I
Instagram.
kid you not, and I don't have any information. This is just my, based on my observation. Is it me or did Tua juice and now he's off the juice?
Oh my God.
Just
Mm,
saying.
interesting. I never thought about that.
He's got this.
Ali.
Stop juicing. Go look
Ali?
at people that. Hold on. Let me tell you. Look at people that stop juicing, right? And look at their body and how it changes. And also go back to the picture with the boat. Go back to the picture with the boat. Oh, Cap. Look at Tua's hairline. Has his hairline changed too? More proof that juicing may have stopped, and that's what happened. Just saying. Just an observation. I don't know anything, but just saying.
I just got to say this. If Tua was juicing and that's all we got out of him, good Lord. Could you imagine what he'd like when he doesn't juice? Oh, I can. Here it is right here. That's what's going to be playing quarterback with us right now. He looks like fucking Little Pump. He looks like that rapper Little Pump.
Damn.
I'm just saying, and yeah, I know he's living his best life while we're living our worst, where we're talking about Zach Wilson making a resurgence to keep this team in a fucking respectable manner because this guy's out here with his baby body on and his atrophy fucking left arm throwing on.
Atrophy.
Fucking wild.
Okay,
Fucking
I'm getting phone calls from 2 years. I got to put myself in the back.
Oh shit. They're looking for him already.
Uh-oh.
Looking for him already. Incredible. Incredible.
Wow.
Mr. Polk, sad.
Well, El Cap, to tell you the truth, when we went and got Zach, I was happy, extremely happy.
All right.
It's definitely the best
And-
backup we've had in here in a long time.
Right, and he's still young, where he could hopefully realize, okay, this is this is his third team that he's on, or fourth team.
Mhm.
And
This is third team.
right, and turn it up and say, this is it. Either I barbecue or mildew, and I want to see him barbecue.
Barbecue. Barbecue chicken.
Just want to prove that this is Tua to everybody who didn't see. Here's the video. There he is on his nice, fully bought and paid for yacht that the Miami Dolphins helped with the sponsorship. There's his great looking missus, and he's enjoying his life as a young millionaire. Should and could and would. I just want to point out that it's coming at the expense of our fucking livelihood as Dolphin fans. It is.
The video. There you go. It wasn't doctored.
There it is. Do you guys want me to take a little close up? We need a little close up here. Oh, wait a second. I don't want to. I don't have any. Well, I don't think it will close up. Let me see if it will. No, it won't. Yep, that's him. Jealous and envy. Ooh. Oh yeah, Raph. This is that's actually used to be Puff Daddy's or Diddy. That was his boat, but Tua got quite the bargain on it on a government resale repo. So at the auction, got quite the bargain on it.
So two is having Diddy parties.
Came fully stocked and locked and loaded with Drewski underwear and baby oil.
Yeah. It was already in the cabinets inside the boat. You know, you had a fresh supply of oil.
JC Odell was how he found this boat for sale. So, yes, he was involved. And Drewski has a stockpile of his underwear, which can also be doubled as a flotation device. And it is certified by Florida Fish and Wildlife Management. So they don't have to wear life vests. They can use Drewski underwear and slick themselves up with baby oil to keep buoyancy and save their lives.
Yep.
I am cooking right now, Raph. I'm cooking on it, buddy. I'm fucking on it. Yeah, there it is. So, and look, I'm not saying I don't want this guy to enjoy himself, but how much more of a pleasing video would it have been to see if Tua looked in game shape, looked like he'd been working out since the injury, since he didn't. The son of a bitch has literally done nothing since they told him he wasn't playing. He's done nothing physically, and it shows on that boat. And that is disrespectful to you, Dolphin fans.
He's done a lot, Cap. He's got a beer in his hand.
It's disrespectful to us, guys. Don't you see? Don't you see how that's a spit in your face? That is an elitist. That is a fucking elitist mentality. Like, where's your dignity, your pride, your honor, and respect for those that have literally still to this day are fucking caping up for you when you've done nothing but give us failure? Like, where's the reciprocation? I don't know. I'll say this: these two asexuals and dumb that wander out here, there is an admirability to them because they at least stand in the corner. But it's more like battered wife syndrome. They're defending someone who has abused them time and time again. But that is such the plight of Miami Dolphins fans. We are all suffering from battered wife syndrome the way this team has treated us. And the perfect antithesis and embodiment of it is Tua Tagovailoa on a fucking yacht with a fucking baby belly, popping around, soft as a fucking, as Javon Holland's hairless motherfucking cat.
Damn. If you think about it,
I think the cat was a little harder than him.
But the last two off seasons, he's been working out, and also too with one season he went and got John Beck as a quarterback coach, and then another season he was taking what?
That John Beck quarterback fucking whispering bullshit ass thing that he did really paid off for us last year. It's propaganda. It is literally as fucking Crypto said. It's the Tua Gestapo, the Tustapo out here with their fucking media propaganda bullshit. And every now and again, reality slips out. That's the age of the internet. That's why we're in a new age of people where the conspiracies get made into truths, and the fucking people that they were shunning saying are crazy are finding out we're right all along because the video, the audio, the evidence is now available to us. And you can sit here with your walled garden and your bullshit propaganda media tour, but it ain't gonna stop the missus from her fucking Instagram account getting caught by the sleuths that wander the internet streets, and we fucking see him out here with a fucking pot belly, half a turkey bacon in the motherfucking oven, looking loose bodied like a fucking infant. Get the fuck out of here.
And on the other token, does he feed her?
Oh, I think she's in. Listen, I tell you who is working the fuck out and keeping in great shape. Mrs. Tagovailoa. God bless her.
Yeah.
Was she the one in the foreground or the middle?
She was the one holding the phone.
Oh, shit. On the phone.
She was the one holding the phone.
All I'm seeing is ribs. That's all I saw was just ribs.
Well, the man got paid, so maybe we seeing the real Tua come out.
This was my deduction. This was my deduction. It was show me the money so I could show you who I really am. And that's what we got. We got a guy who never gave two motherfucking fucks about any of us in this team. And all of those, all the faithful that blindly followed him over and over again and caped up for him and made every excuse, he has now completely turned his nose up and let the dribble run down into your mouths, because that's all you are now. You're willing to take anything you can from this guy. They're out here defending, let the man live, trying to have a good time. And I'm saying, where the fuck's my good time? We get good time. He's got the rest of his life to spend his millions upon millions of dollars and parlay it with his college successes and his NFL Miami Dolphins infamy to parlay it into gajillions of dollars. He has generational wealth. His great grandkids will never have to fucking work if they do it right.
Yep.
All I need for him is to take the money and commitment that our organization has shown into him as seriously as the money it now equals to. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Over it, bro. Fucking over it.
There we go.
So, yeah, with that being said, give me Zach Wilson, who had a little bit of a harder time and has a shit on type of deal, and everyone's made fun of as a guy who could potentially make the naysayers say something else. I don't think it's going to happen, and I certainly ain't betting on it. But the facts are the facts. A lot of people say, oh, facts. Oh, facts out here. The facts are Tua could never do it. El Cap versus Chubby Tua. Who wins? Well, I'll tell you what. Tua athletically and on youth alone and being a pro athlete probably and should win any physical confrontation between the two of us. But I would say his kinder nature and his ability to probably take me lightly on jump would cost him the victory. And coupled with my potentiality for ruthlessness, I would fucking ruin him forever. He might walk away alive from that confrontation, but he'll
contrary
never
to
be
his
the same.
arm strength, he could probably front kick a hole through your chest.
Not really.
I mean, the dude's calves are as big around as my head.
Color that is not right now. It ain't. We're walking around on fucking chicken legs right now and all atrophy. That motherfucker fall out the boat, he might drown.
Damn, you saying it's like an anchor? Damn.
That's true. He knows karate. That is true. He does know karate. But listen, your boy took some boxing. I played football a long time. I took karate when I was fucking 7 and 8 years old. The only thing I learned from it is how to effectively catch anyone who tries to kick me's foot. Everyone who's ever tried to kick me in a fight, I caught that foot.
Why
I don't know
does
how.
CTRR have the kid from Little Rascals in his avatar?
That's the Hawk Tua chick.
Oh.
That's Hawk Tua. Get it?
You mean that? Oh, yeah. I guess her 15 minutes is up, huh?
Jarrett says thick Tua throw them hands now. I don't think so, dog. That ain't, again, this ain't thick Tua. That's what I don't say. That's not thick Tua. That's soft fucking pillow boy Tua.
Yeah, that's soft. That's baby's
Tua.
Bottom Tua. That's baby's bottom Tua.
Yeah,
that's pillow boy
snorkeling Tua.
That's Charmin Tua.
That's Charmin Tua. Again, look at this. Look at this. Bro, I'll be 40
he looks
this
like
year.
every one of my neighbors.
Yeah, that's yeah. He looks like a guy,
Look,
you know,
my uncle
Bouncy house
Guy
out.
next door.
he looks like a guy at, listen, we used to have a pontoon boat for some time. Been on boats, always know somebody with a boat. You live in Florida, ultimately you're gonna find somebody that knows a boat at some point. On the fucking water.
Yo, look at Cap. Look at Cap, bro. He's feeling my groove, man.
Hold on, where is it?
Damn.
He looks like my cousin Carlito, bro. Only from Cap for life.
Again, I gotta be honest right now, and I'm gonna fucking sound a little. I'm gonna err on potentially getting a little off color, but I don't care. Tua looks like fucking a Puerto Rican guy that won the fucking lotto right now. That's what he looks
Right,
like.
like, and he's got the bouncy house in the back for his kids, and they all have like a.
He looks like a South Florida Puerto Rican that won the fucking lotto. That's what he looks like right now, dude. I'm just being real. Hey, look,
South Puerto Rican.
we used to have a good family friend, and I see Zippa in here, and he knows who I'm talking about. Fucking old Jerry, boy. Doesn't he
Yeah,
fucking
he's
look
that
like
guy that was testing out the fireworks cannon for next week's Memorial Day last night. You know, he's
and
out there
Jerry,
shooting
you
off
know
the
what's crazy
residuals.
is the Puerto Rican Jerry, who is a close friend of my dad's. He's dead now. He fucking loved the Dolphins. He had an old school Dolphins tattoo on him. He would be losing his ever loving shit looking at this quarterback going, the fucking guy's got the body of me and he's a quarterback. That's exactly what he'd be saying.
Right.
Looks like my neighbor. Looks like that's what I mean. Yeah, he just looks like a fucking. He looks like, again, in the boating community, you see a lot of these guys that
And
are.
Didn't he ever hear 50 Cent's advice on buying a yacht? Didn't he ever hear that?
No, what he said.
Don't buy one.
Well, I don't know if you heard this, Color, but Odell Beckham let him know about that yacht.
Oh,
That
go
yacht he
figure.
got. That yacht used to be Diddy's yacht, and Tua got it on the low at the police auction. So that's the reality. Which
And it did come with
honestly,
baby oil.
came with baby oil.
How
and Drewski
ironic for 50
panties.
Cent to be talking about not buying a yacht. How ironic. He was actually talking about how much money you dump into it.
Yeah, it's a bad
No
investment.
reason.
That and planes. That and planes and
And
helicopters.
he's like I'm a superstar show person rapper. Like I ain't got time to even use it, so it sat there just with me dumping money into it. It's like it's a money hole in the water. That's what he said.
You should just move on it.
Floating money hole. That's what he said. A floating money
Find a
hole.
way to live in.
I'm touring around the world. I don't even see the thing once a year.
Turn it into a houseboat.
Yeah, I just happened to catch that today. It was like this quick interview, and he happened to be answering it, like giving his advice on why you shouldn't buy a yacht. The guy was like, "You're a multi-millionaire, blah blah blah. Why wouldn't you buy a yacht?" And it's just like, being smart about it. Like, yo, it's literally a floating hole of money.
That's what she said. Floating hole of money. All right. So oh man. All right.
Damn.
We've gone over. I said I only wanted to go for like an hour or so. It's now entering at 2 hours. If you haven't hit the like button, you suck, and you're probably not going to hit it. So please hit it if you don't want to be lame and not cool.
Come back and hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. If you're watching this in VOD, hit it, please. So thank you everybody for coming. Final thoughts. Go ahead, Color. Ali. Go ahead, everybody.
Top flight.
So 4th and 10U has a new episode coming out Thursday. Be on the out for that. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. And all I can say after the conversations that I just had on the phone, if you're a tuner, stay classy. Have a good night.
Nice. Color. Color, you were going to say what? Top flight backup of the world, Craig?
No, just top flight. Oh yeah, and show note. HB, man, I still ain't got my coffee mug. I'm not sure it ever got shipped. Might want to check that back in there. I have an order pending for like the last 3 months.
Shout out to True Talk, who's got a really cool profile pic. I like that. Dolphin sign QB1 and Color is back.
That's right, True Talk. I bring the goods. I'm the bringer of rain, man.
Bringer of rain. I like that.
Call me Spartacus.
Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
Well, like I said, I'm happy with this Zach Wilson being on our team. Moving forward. So be it. I know Tune is not happy, but like I said, suck it up and take it like a man or like a woman, and let's move forward.
Zippa saying that he canceled that order, Color. Out of stock. Should check and see if the money.
The
got
original one, because he's like he told me to reorder it, and I reordered it. Is that the order that got the new order that got canceled?
Crypto. Final thoughts.
Well, since we technically already had our top flight backup as a starter, now we might have a legitimate starter since we got Wilson. We need to get that top flight backup for Eichenberg now, so we can really be going places.
Oh, well.
There you go.
That's quite the final thought. Hopefully tomorrow's show will have in day 3, Eichenberg back with the Miami Dolphins. I already said earlier in the show, I'll be surprised if the weekend comes and Eichenberg isn't a Dolphin. But unless somebody else signs him, don't wait too long, Christopher Grier. All right, so guys, thank you everybody for coming. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share the video, subscribe if you're new. If you guys are watching on Twitch and or X, be sure to come over here to YouTube because it doesn't always go live on those platforms, but it will always be live here on YouTube. And hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time.